Hey guys, Fishy here. It's time for another live troll hunt. We are going to have some fun today and talk about some serious stuff too. There's a lot that happened today. This morning, the Janus case decision came down about public sector unions, and also Justice Kennedy has declared that he's retiring, and so there's going to be an opportunity for the president to appoint another Supreme Court justice. And so both serious and humorous suggestions have been made, and a lot of people are very much up in arms on the left about that. And there's a lot of Twitter battling going on, and I've tried to stay out of a lot of that. I have tried not to look at it, but emotions are running high, and when emotions run high, one of the things that happens is we see a lot of fakery around whatever it might be. So just before we start talking about anything today, I wanted to go over what I think we're going to see in terms of fakery that's upcoming. We're probably going to see some fakery around protests because the red hen in Lexington, Virginia got so much attention for asking Sarah Sanders to leave, her and her party, when they were there. So that's going to be a thing. We're going to see some fakers try to do fake protests or talk about fake protests. I've already seen one of them, and I'll actually scroll down to the page, part of the page where that is. We're actually seeing, maybe not necessarily politically centered fakery there on this one that I'm going to show you, but it is fake protests showing that this sign says "Assassinate Republicans that defeat Democrats, make America great," and it's supposed to be openly calling for assassination of Republicans. And people who share this, believing it's true, didn't even bother to look at it. But this is what you're going to see, a lot of fakery like this on that theme. I think you're going to see fakery around protests, around confrontations. You're going to hear that somebody was thrown out of a place or asked to leave or insulted, that might be with the administration, but that there's no video of. And that's another thing. There's a video of almost every protest that's out there anymore, so people are going to be less skeptical because they've seen it actually really happen once in the news. They're going to start embellishing. Fakers are going to realize this is a profit center, and they're going to go and try to engage people on this. And so I want people to know that that's going to be some fakery that pops up. We'll probably see fakery around public figures on the Democrat side as well. People with quotes put in their mouths that they didn't actually say, or they didn't say in the exact words, but someone's using quote marks to claim that they said it. So we'll see how that works, and see if more fakery crops up along those types. But I wanted to say that I definitely did want to make that prediction, that those are going to come. Those are going to be things that are hard to ignore. And one thing I did today is just trolled around in some of the groups that I go to, like this one, Vote Trump Only, the American Party Rising, just to see what people were posting. And here's Christy Nicholson, just in: Supreme Court hands Trump the power to fire thousands of judges. Now, when you look at that, and you look at that headline, the implication here, for a person who's not reading, who's not paying attention to anything but the headline, is that Trump is going to be able to fire judges, federal judges, any kind of judge that they would want to remove from power, because the narrative is so many left-leaning judges and whatever. But when we actually go to this site and look at it, it's usainsidernews.website, and that's not a really reliable page. That's an invented, and basically an anonymous page. There's no admin here. The date is yesterday, but there's nobody that actually wrote this. I mean, there's admin here, no author here is what I meant to say. And when we look at it, Here they talk, judges are supposed to be impartial, a duty to uphold the laws. Certain groups within our government have been appointing judges without the approval of the president. This is clearly a violation of the Constitution. What does that mean? What could we be talking about? Well, we get down here from Reuters, and I haven't checked to see if that's an actual article yet, but the Supreme Court Thursday expanded presidential control over pivotal jobs in federal agencies, ruling that the way the SEC Commission selects its in-house judges to enforce investor protection laws was improper. This is a totally different thing than talking about judges that have been appointed without the president's approval, all this sort of stuff. So the implication there is very different from what the article says, if the Reuters piece is an actual Reuters piece, and I have not confirmed that. But I found it from Christy Nicholson, and so I looked into who Christy Nicholson is. Posts like this that are fake and that are just from weird websites or something like that, or just clickbait, I look into those, and I want to see who it is that is posting that stuff. So when I took, I have to actually open StockScan, but when I took Christy's information and I copied her link and took it over to StockScan and popped that link in the tool there. This is how I check on their public information of any profile that's posting fakery. And I do the same thing every time. I go look at pictures that they've commented on, and I go look at the places that they've checked into. And then I go over here and I look at the posts. Now, anyone can use this tool. All you need is to be logged into Facebook and be able to look at that link, post that link in there, and actually look at what those people have posted on or commented on. Let's look at this one. So we were looking at her. She is Christy Nicholson, right? So let's see what she's posting on. Something like this. It's a wedding picture. It's beautiful. That's lovely. Yay, bride. Yay, groom. You look darling. But let's see where her comment is and what she had to say. When we scroll down, we're still looking for Christy. It's apparently way down here. Where is it? Oh, well, we might have selected hers out. Instead of most relevant, we'll select all comments. Sorry about that. That's another thing to look for. But we should be able to find Christy in all these comments here. And this is only about 48 comments, so it should be pretty easy, but there's way more on some posts that you have to scroll through and look around. I don't know why I'm not seeing it. Am I missing it? And other people have just commented around it. What? Christy. Where is that comment? Well, we'll look at another one. Let's look at this one. There she is. Okay. So, I don't know what that language is. So what I'm going to do here is go find Google Translate. And we're going to poke that text from right here into Google Translate. When we do, we enter the text there. Croatian detected. Oh, that's kind of suspicious. So, commenting in Croatian on other people's photos. And where are the check-ins here? If I scroll down all through all of them, it'll populate them on this map. Belgrade. And what's this one? Serbia. And a little bit further out. Is that all we got? Yeah. All of them are centered in Serbia and Croatia. Well, does this look like someone who's Serb and Croatian, in trying to pass herself off with the name Christy Nicholson as a Serb and Croatian? But when you go through her profile, look what you find. Different pictures, lots of Croatian, I'm assuming, all the way down here, but nothing related to anything American. And yet she's very, very concerned about Supreme Court cases and appointed judges in the United States. That's odd. Let's see what else she's posted. Here she has the same court article posted too. Donald Trump for president, vote Trump only. Trump Nation USA, pray and vote. Mexicans for Donald Trump, the deplorables and the Trumpers, and stand with Ohio against illegal immigration. That's 8 different groups, it sounds like. And then here she's done it again. OptimusNewsFresh.com for that one. And then this other one was USAInsiderNews.website. So a couple of places that she's sharing fakery from. And she's Croatian and Serbian. So there's got to be some money behind this that she and the folks that she's working with to spread this stuff is making. So we've looked at her, but look, I found the same post just about the same time, 12 hours ago, so just about 8 in the morning, from Shirley Richardson. Same thing, in the same group, Vote Trump Only. Both posts, Vote Trump Only. So when I looked into Shirley Richardson, I wonder if I'm going to find the same things, the same sort of things that I found when I was looking into Christy? Was that Christy? Yeah, Christy. Okay. So we'll go to StockScan. We'll put her profile link in there. It's really this simple, and you can get quite a bit of information here. We'll look at the pictures again. We'll go down to all places, and we'll go to the posts. When we do that, and we look at these pictures, what do we find? Let's just look at this one right here, the first one on the top right. We are looking now for Shirley. So what does Shirley have to say? Preubava, whatever that is. And it says, see translation. Well, when I copy it and put it into Google Translate, it's going to tell me Croatian detected. So, another Croatian. What a coincidence. But let's look at her page. Here's a picture of her, middle-aged woman. I would guess this is stolen from a British person, just the way it looks. And then down the page, here we have not English, assuming Croatian or Serbian, whatever language it is, on her page. When I've looked at her check-ins, let's see what the check-ins are. Turkey, and where's this one? Let's see. Oh, yeah, Kosovo, Macedonia, and then Turkey. If I go out a little bit further, it should be Turkey over here. Yep. So doesn't seem to be centered in the United States, but again is passionately interested in the Supreme Court of the United States and judges that Donald Trump might or might not get to appoint. This happens every day in groups all over Facebook. These kind of things. And folks don't understand it, and they get upset, some of them, when you say, oh no, so-and-so is a fake profile. They don't want to hear that. They believe everybody's on the up and up in these groups, and that's not always the case. So here's another post, and this is one of those engagement bait posts, just trying to signal to people that it's safe to interact with this person because they're a Trump supporter, right? Camila Tikhonova. If you truly love Trump, comment yes. And she got a little bit of interaction there. So let's take a look at her. Who is she and what is she about? Camila. So we'll go and put her in the StockScan tool. Really, anybody can do this. If you get friend requests that you want to know more about the person before you accept it, you can use this to check them out and see what they have publicly posted. You can find out, do they comment on anybody's photos, and who would those people be? Well, Camilla didn't comment on anything here. So what else? What about places? Oh, Camilla didn't actually check into any places. Are we coming up with any kind of information? We'll see. So here we have her posting on her wall, that same comment. And then here in largest group ever, in Donald Trump for president, she's posting about Snoop Dogg in alerts for us.site. That really sounds like a legitimate news site too, doesn't it? Alerts for US. Um, I can't believe it. She posts into groups like largest group ever, Donald J. Trump is our 45th president, the deplorables, QAnon, follow the white rabbit. That's going to be a new one for me to start checking out. And then here's some photos posted. December 2017, Camilla updated his cover photo. What? His? I mean, I'm not assuming anybody's gender, but that's just a little bit strange. So I'm thinking Camilla's not legit. I don't think Camilla's actually an American that has anything to do with Trump and Trump support. If I look further down the page, are there any posts that might give it away, or just more of those pictures and that's it? No, just the pictures, no friends to show, no photos except the ones we've seen right here. And then let's look at this one. Are you falling for it? How do you get the masses to forget about a corrupt FBI agency and federal crimes committed by the Obama administration and Democrat Party? Claim children are being ripped away from their mothers by a heartless and evil Republican. No interaction on that at all, but it was posted just this week. So this is a relatively new account, I think, being used for this purpose. And she's not legit. I'm just saying. But try to explain that to the people who are commenting on posts like this, and they're not very happy with you. So what else? I saw, if you love and support President, say yes, I do. All right. I bet if I put that name or that text in search engine, or in this search engine and these different groups, I could find it in about 6 or 7 different groups. So, who is Gloria Wells Maine? She seems to have a lot of reactions here, 26 shares, lots of people very enthusiastic about the president. To a man, I mean, almost everybody on this thread, I think everybody on the thread indeed, does love and support president, it says. So who's Gloria? Let's take a look at who Gloria is. Gloria Wells Maine. All right, let's look. Works at iPhones. Huh? Studied at Harvard. Went to El Paso. Lives in Ghana. From El Paso. If they say they're from Texas, you just check twice. Let's look at her actual profile and see what's there. If you look and you notice yaw.billgate. Okay. I don't know what that's about, but I'm thinking we're going to find an African male behind this one. Let's find out. All right, we'll go to comments on pictures and all places checked into and posts over here on the left. When we go to the pictures and see if there's anything, not a thing. Not a thing, not a picture commented on. But check-ins in Ghana. Well, that's unusual. Ghana but is very concerned about President Trump. And let's start scrolling down here. Yeah, this is a March 29th start for this profile. So it's likely we wouldn't find pictures that they've commented on or something like that. But look at this pattern here. Where are the old men to support Donald Trump to develop the economy? In I love Donald Trump and in I hate Donald Trump. That's an interesting pattern, wouldn't you say? And not many posts, but people are, slightly interacting with it. Here's that one we saw earlier, 321 likes. The rest of them, not so much. But this is an African male posing as an American woman. I'm just saying it. That's what we're looking at. You could probably tell that that's the case. So let's look at this post. Do you support Donald Trump's plan to immediately deport all criminal aliens? And it's a video taken from Donald Trump News, I think it was, just reproduced here. And then looking at interaction, not a whole bunch of it here, but the original has 43,000 views for that page, I Love America, that we talked about earlier in the week in another video that we did. So let's see who Halim Khatun is. And Russ, that's interesting that Wells, Maine is a real place. That was actually her name, if I'm not mistaken. Gloria Wells, Maine. I think that was supposed to be them finding a name to stick in there. So let's look at Halim and see what Halim is about. Halim looks to be about 12 or 13. I'm betting this is the same one I have a twin for somewhere else. A singer. Shirley Setia. In our twins video way back then, we saw Shirley as one of the twins as a profile. So this has already been appropriated. Shirley is not Halim Khatun. Shirley is her own star in her own right, just so you know. But when we look at her profile here, Halim Khatun, let's see where we can pin this one down. This is something else. They keep borrowing these other people's pictures, thinking nobody would notice or nobody would look too carefully, and a lot of the times they're right. Pictures, places, and posts. Those are the three that I use the most often when I go to stock scan, just so you can see. These are the pictures that Halim Khatun is posting on. This is what Halim Khatun is engaging with, these things. Let's see if there's a comment by her on a reasonable number of comments posted. It's hard. Sometimes you have to go through hundreds of these to find them if you're looking that closely. Let's see, where is she? Halim Khatun. Yeah, so Halim Khatun, if we stick that into Google Translate, even though I have a guess, it's Hindi. So we are using Shirley's picture, and Shirley's picture is hiding a Hindu account, someone from India that's doing this posting things from the Sage page, and that's a whole bunch of them. Let me see if there's on that posts. I love America. Yep. To Tommy Lahren fans. Halim shares to Donald Trump for president. Donald J. Trump news. The same posts in 7 or 8 groups from I Love America. I Love America, if you remember, is a small page. It's not really developed yet. Not really got a big following. So they're trying to boost it by stealing those videos, posting fakery everywhere they can. Only got 2,500 people that like this page. So they are pushing it hard. And that's what she's paid to do. That's what her account does, is paid to go and post this stuff in Trump-related groups from India. And even into anti-Trump groups. Donald Trump Clown University. Yeah, that's really not discriminating here. They're going to show you, and this is a lot of posts for a couple of days here. They're going to show no favoritism. They'll share to pro-Trump groups and anti-Trump groups. That's what they do. So we can pretty much count Halim Khatun as fake as well. And there's just a whole bunch of Trump-related posts, nothing else. You can tell this is not a really legitimate account at all. Let's keep going down here. Oh yeah, that's not English either. Nope. So this is somebody else's account. They've sold the account or given it away to someone who's using it now for this purpose. Yeah, that happens. Let's look at these jobs. New job at Donald Trump as our president. New job at Melania Trump. New job at We Love President Donald J. Trump. New job at Deplorables. What? New job at All Lives Matter. New job at Bill O'Reilly. Those are the groups. Started a new job at the Sage page. Those are the groups that this profile is getting paid to share content to. And then I wanted to look at this one. Boban Kozabashev. Boban Kozabashev is sharing breaking assassination threat on President Trump. Secret Service on high alert. Now, that's interesting to me because, just yesterday, I think, we found this guy. Oh, come on. I have to find him. Scrolling through my wall, all the people that have been commenting, all that great stuff. That's lovely. Hacked? What do you mean, Russ? Hacked? Who's been hacked? I don't think they were hacked. I think they sold that profile. I don't think it was a hacking. I think they gave it up to somebody. And I've seen groups where they do that, where people actually do buy and sell accounts. All right, I have got to find that. Here we go. Here we go. This is Christopher. And Christopher is sharing the same thing from us-leader.org. It's right here. US-leader breaking assassination threat on President Trump. Secret Service on high alert. USA leader. Same post. This one, we had our friend look into Martin at, we didn't have him look into, he just did it on his own when he was digging around. Martin from Lead Stories commented here. Site is connected to bestexaminer.com, which is run out of Veles, Macedonia. Yeah, so this guy shared that. And then we found it here where this guy from the same place doing the same stuff, sharing the same post. And look at what happens with the comments. Need to start rounding up this trash. Start arresting. Agree. We have people like Maxine Waters and people like her that have made people like this. It's fake. It's not true. It's from a website out of Macedonia designed simply to get people angry and have them click on those things. So let's look into Boban and see what he's got to offer. Yeah, I think we're going to find almost exactly the same thing we found with Christopher, that other guy. And I know it's Christopher because his profile name, the link, was actually in English, even if the characters for his name were not. So we'll do the same thing we've looked at in other places. Oh, they do make money, Russ. They have a whole, people can control hundreds of these and have them auto post. It's amazing. So this is what Boban comments on, these things. Not English. Let's see if we can find Boban commenting here. Let's see. View more. Oh, well, that's a lot of comments to go through. We're not going to do that. We're going to go, let's see. Just see if this one has a lot. Nope. 300 comments. We're not going through there. What about this one? 1.8 thousand comments. Yeah, we're not having any luck here on finding a small personal thing that maybe he commented on. What about this one? This one might have just a few. Boban, there you go. To Sema, whatever that is. This is Macedonia. This is what this guy is doing. Let's see where he comes from. He comes from, where is he checked into here? Let's take a look. Macedonia, I'm pretty sure. Veles. Yep. Veles, Macedonia, right there. That's his check-ins. And then when we look at the posts, Supreme Court deals a swift end to Democrats' favorite organization, USA leader. Now this is based on today. They've written a story today about the Janus decision. What else do we have here? Patriot Americans for Donald Trump. When I start looking at where these guys post, it gives me new ideas about where to go to look for the fakery that's out there. But yep, the same posts over and over again into Trump-related groups from that same site that's run out of Macedonia. People interact with it because they believe it, but it's absolutely not true. It's made up fake news from Macedonia. So what else do we have here? This one from United Americans elected Donald Trump is part of Muslim fakery that's been going along. Now, the quote here is, a Muslim figure says, "We must have pork-free menus or we believe U.S." Now, originally the story is from somewhere else where Muslims were talking about having pork-free menus in school for their children that have been relocated or something, but it was in Europe, and somebody decided to retell that story and make it look like they were in the United States, because Muslim-centered fakery is profitable. So that's what they did with this one. And who did it? Here we have Brian. Let's see what Brian shares. Is Brian somebody that's legitimate? Let's see. Oh, Brian's in the Philippines. Look at that. Huh. He's in the Philippines. But he's passionately concerned about Muslims and U.S. pork-free menus, isn't he? That's something interesting. I could tell just from looking at his page for a couple minutes, we're probably going to find Tagalog and some other interesting things posted here. Let's look real quick. Pictures, even though we've already seen on his profile that he's from the Philippines and living there. Let's see what he's doing with it. First of all, these are the pictures that he's commenting on. Really pretty ladies, all that stuff. Let's see. Did he comment on this one? Let's see. What was his name again? Brian? Brian, did you comment here? Let's look. Oh. Where's Brian's comments? There he is. Okay. So Brian's commenting here in all this centered around the Philippines, of course. Then when we look in the check-ins, Philippines, absolutely. And then over here on the posts, look, it's the same thing, the same post 7 or 8, 9, 10 times in different groups over and over again. And then there's another one, Sylvester Stallone, Obama was a Manchurian candidate. I think we've debunked that one too, but he's posting it again. This is the pattern of people that are paid to post fakery. And this is from TRMPTDY, which is probably Trump Today somehow, .blogspot.com. That sounds like a really legitimate news site, right? NWSTDYINUSA.blogspot.com. News Today in USA. That's what they're trying to go for there. This is a bunch of sites. I bet if we looked at them, they would actually turn out to be run from either Macedonia or for the Philippines. Either one. Those are two of the centers of this kind of fakery. And those folks are in these groups looking as though they're very, very interested in U.S. issues and trying to get other people to comment. And you see there is a good amount of response here. This tells them they're on the right track, and it helps them figure out what to create fakery about next. I see this all the time, day after day, in Trump-related groups. People like Brian here that are paid to go do that, that are paid to do that with their profiles. And, you know, he's not really posting a whole bunch for other people to see, just some pictures. He likes taking selfies, but probably his days are spent sharing his stuff from those sites into Trump-related groups, because that's what he's about. That's what he's up to. So, I mean, this is the sort of thing I see every day, and people tend to believe this stuff without checking into who's serving it up to them. And what are we going to ask Facebook to do? I've asked this time and time again. Facebook isn't turning up and saying, well, this is foreign influence that we should control. No, instead they're saying, hey, let's not let Russians buy ads or political ads in Facebook unless they are registered. That's not helpful when there's a steady diet of this stuff. Anti-Muslim things, fakery about just any number of issues here. And then engagement bait, like, do you love President Trump? Facebook isn't going to say, well, that's bad. Here's this clickbait. They're not going to do anything about that. What is Facebook expected to do? I'm really not sure. But I do know that nobody's talking about this. Nobody's looking at these foreign profiles, posting content into Trump-related American-centric groups and saying, hey, you know, this might be having just as much an effect as the fake ads that might have run. It might even be having a greater effect than the ad controversies that we've seen a whole bunch of. Well, and that said, I'm going to change the focus here on the screen so that I can show you a different set of tabs. Let's see. I think, is it this one? Yes, there we go. So we're going to move now to a separate set of tabs that I had open just for a little while, because we had Maxine Waters in the news this week, and she was calling on Democrats, left activists, to wherever they encounter members of the cabinet under President Trump, to hound them out of all kind of places, movie theaters, grocery stores, gas stations, you name it. And it's on video. This is not something that was faked. She actually said this, and people took it a bunch of different ways. But because of that, because of Maxine Waters having that quote on video for everybody to see, that was actually true, she's a hot topic for fakery, because she said something offensive and horrible, I would say, because I think that kind of mentality would be very bad for the country, to just start hounding people out of every place in public life. I think people are not sure what they're going to get from that. The left is going to find themselves, I've seen it said, having Cecilia Richardson, or whatever her name is, from Planned Parenthood, not be able to go anywhere in public because they will have opened the door for this. And there are people on the left who get that and who are screaming "stop" at the top of their lungs at their compatriots too. So it's not as though this is just everybody on the left lockstep in with this. There are sensible people on the left who are looking at all that in horror, looking at what Maxine Waters said in horror and disappointment. And so, I mean, there are folks that are my counterparts on that side that are trying to help people center on the truth over the agenda. And so that's what I wanted to look at today. I wanted to show people on our side there may be some real stuff, some serious stuff about Maxine Waters, so you don't need to make any up. But that's what people are doing. Here's Kevin Wagner. I don't know the first thing about Kevin Wagner, but he seems to be a real account, not somebody that's new. But he got this from Judge Jeanine Pirro Has Fans. Now, Judge Jeanine Pirro might have fans, but she didn't put this out. It's no more trustworthy than any other fly-by-night page on Facebook. But because it says Judge Jeanine Pirro Has Fans, people identify with that and think it's legitimate, that it might, for some reason, actually be run by Judge Jeanine. Now, I say for some reason, but Judge Jeanine is rather outspoken. If you look at her verified Twitter and Facebook and Instagram accounts, you can see her real opinions out there. There is no need to embellish anything here to make her look better either. But this is what it says. My fear is if North Korea nukes us, Trump gonna get us into a war. It's not true. It's not a real quote. And I know this because when I put that in, my fear is if North Korea nukes us. As if North Korea nukes us, Maxine Waters. If I put that in, the first thing I'm going to find is a Snopes that says nope, not the case. And then another one about impeachment of Trump if she became president, fabricated news. There's not a real entry here where you can see anywhere. And believe me, if there were, Google would not have hidden it. It would have probably been on the front page where it would have matched all those words that I said. But the only matches I find are in the debunkers here and here. And there's another one down here. Nope, I guess not. But you would see a legitimate site. Now, she said some things that were really stupid around this, again, but not those exact words. And what I'm frustrated with, these quote marks indicate that this is an exact quote. Otherwise, you would have a paraphrase. But this is being passed off as an actual quote. And it's not true because we can't find an instance of it. Now, if she had actually said it, it would have been covered 100 different places, from legitimate right-leaning media, but it's not. It's not here. It's not anywhere. Sean Hannity would have blasted it on his program, and Rush Limbaugh would have talked about it endlessly. They're not here. And you may argue that, hey, Google's hiding those results. I don't think so, but I'm challenging you. If you don't believe me, go look it up yourself. Go find that quote. You won't be able to because it doesn't exist. And I'll be making a fakery gif about this one later, but this is what's going out there because she said something that was caught on camera. People are more inclined to believe her saying terrible things and stupid things that were not caught on camera. And their skepticism flies out the window because they're so angry at the things she said. I understand that, but you can't let go of the truth just because your feels get poked. You can't. And that's what we keep trying to come back to. Let's look at another one. This one makes me nuts. All right, we're going to go slowly through this one. This is from William Jackson. I don't know William Jackson from Adam, but here is the quote that they're showing here. And again, with quote marks, I will go and assassinate Trump tonight. Okay, that's not an actual quote, but they've put it in quotations. Now, people are going to be at me saying, well, why do you care? She said something very close. Let's listen to it.
Wow. What a moving evening this is. I am sitting here listening, watching, absorbing, thinking about Ali, even though I never met him. And with this kind of inspiration, I will go and take Trump out tonight.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. That could mean any number of things. It's a figure of speech. It does not necessarily mean assassinate. It is used to mean that quite a bit. But in this case, the word that should be here will take Trump out tonight, not assassinate. It's skeezy. It's awful. It's cheap, horrible. And people passing it in their feed, they're not going to hear it. They're just going to see her in those words above those words and believe that she said it, maybe not even checking the audio. And if you complain and say, well, she didn't say assassinate, you're going to get back, well, she said take out. How is that any different? So we become arguing about words instead of about the fact that these people were dishonest with quotations. So I'm still struggling about how to present this one. If you've got any ideas, make sure you let me know, because this sort of thing, we're going to get into the minutia about these things, arguing over that, but it's absolutely saying that she said something she did not say. And I've had too many arguments with people telling me, well, that's what they meant, to know that it would be a little bit foolish to put this out and say, well, she didn't say those exact words. Nobody's going to get into that. And just look at the comments here. How can she get by with that? There are witnesses to her threatening the president. Arrest her for making threats. What a foolish woman. To threaten the president's life is a felony. People believe this. You cannot say that this stuff goes and doesn't touch people and doesn't affect them at all. They believe this. She should have been arrested for this. And when you see comments like this, she should have been arrested for this, what do you think the effect on people are when they see her get away with an assassination threat, they think, and she didn't get called for it? She didn't get arrested. She isn't under the jail for this. What do you think they think? They think the system's rigged. They think that it's even worse for Donald Trump. They think that there are threats everywhere, and that there's a whole network out there that's getting away with all kind of things. That's what people believe when they are fed a steady diet of this. And it makes my head hurt so hard. And I saw it not only shared from William Jackson, but Stanley Steeman. And it was in two different groups, Vote Trump Only and Largest Group Ever. Same post, again, and same kind of comments. Why isn't this garbage in jail? What the hell has happened to our country? This is getting people so worried. When they feel that existential panic inside them over threats against the country and the president, this is where it starts. This is where it's bred. These are the seeds that make that grow. And what else can we find out here about Maxine Waters today? This is the same post. Richard Robertson this time in largest group ever. It is the same comments. The same comments again and again and again. And then Adele sent this one to me today. This is Rep. Maxine P. Waters replying to Jacob Wall. Trump freezes U.S. aid to Palestinian Authority unless they stop payments to terrorist families. And then she's supposed to have said, so now that son of a bitch think he can tell other countries what they can spend our money on? Who do he think he is? Impeach. Now, there are fake tweet generators that are out there. We've talked about it before. One of them just shut down this month. But there are others out there, plenty of others. And this is the sort of thing that if you put it in a search engine, you'll find she didn't say it. What is the excuse, though, when you tell people that it's fake? Well, she deleted it. Of course it was there. So let's put that in there. So Maxine Waters. So now that son, can't spell, of a bitch. What was the rest of the quote? Because I'm going to get all of it in there. Think he can tell other countries. I think that's enough. Think he can tell other countries. And he's using some street slang as well, street grammar, to whoever this faker is, to make it look as though she said this. That text straight up. So now that son of a bitch think he can tell other countries. Nowhere here. There's no place here where you find that. There's bits and pieces with her name and other things like that. But if this were something she said in Twitter, anywhere, somebody would have taken a screenshot of it. Somebody would have got a copy of it. You would have been able to see it somewhere in the search results. Nope, because it's not true. But it got around 4,000 times. And thank God for people like Adele. This is so trashy and so fake. Why play into the hands of liberals unless this is one of those liberal sites set up specifically to make conservatives look bad? And we've seen those. We have talked about those fake and satire sites. That's what this is. But people getting a steady diet of this, and they think it's real. It's so frustrating. There is so much that you can criticize Maxine Waters about. This is not one of them. Why do you need to make them up? Because you want to have 880,000 people coming to your page to see what you do. That's why. And that's what they do. That's what they do time and again. Create fakery to drive traffic. Because somebody might actually believe it and pass it on and keep passing it on. It'll go around 4,000 times. That's what the whole business model is. Russ is saying Facebook might see the opportunity in furthering division, and Zuckerberg is not watching all of this. His hired hands are. They are the Facebook police. And he says, I would imagine a post featuring a serious misquote can be chased to its author via IP address. Oh, that's a good idea. And that person should be removed, even threatened with legal repercussion. I wonder if people would even bother over public figures like that. I've seen so many celebrity quotes, and our advice is just don't believe any celebrity quote until you've run it through a search. You'll usually find out in a couple of minutes if it's true or not. But you're right about the Facebook business model. Facebook rewards engagement, and that's what we see when we look at this capitalism post. It's 6 hours ago it was posted. This is brand new today. And 4,000 shares, 1,400 comments, and people just engaging and interacting again and again with this content. When Facebook said it wanted to have more meaningful engagement with people, it was going to give priority to posts that had a lot of shares, a lot of interactions, and comments. That's what they said. Well, that's what Fakery is. It's designed to do this. Let's look at these other ones. This one, 13 shares, 47 comments on this one. This one here about the North Korea nuking us. This one on Judge Janine. I'm sorry, I can't speak today. On the Judge Janine's original post, they have LOL up here. But it's, I mean, people are taking it seriously. They really are. 4,378 shares, 1,700 comments. This is what sells. This is what engages. This is what gets Facebook's favorite metric, time on page. How long are you there clicking through things on Facebook? That's what they're looking at. They're looking at, do you engage? And whatever you engage with, that's the thing they're going to promote the most. That's how this works. It's how it's always worked, and I'm so disgusted that it works that way. Here we are at Unfakery, and let's just show you. We've been live since November of 2017. That's it, just November. And every month we've tried to add more people, get more people to watch our videos, read our posts, look at our images, and try to teach people how to be better about spotting fakery. And here's where we are. 1,458 likes. We had 21 new ones this week. That's a pretty good week. And we have 1,570 people following us, 72 reviews, of which most are 5-star. We got 4.5 reviews, but we got a bad review today from someone who did not get it, didn't understand what we were saying, and asked us, how do we know what's fake and what's not? Why are we the only ones telling her that her favorite posts in her favorite groups are fake? So we had a little conversation and tried to steer her right, help her to learn where she could look to find this stuff and see and be able to figure it out better. But 1,458 likes. Who likes capitalism? How many people? 881,000. How can we ever compete with that kind of a presence on that page? Much less the ones that have people in the millions out there. That's why we need your help. Everything that you share from our page gets our content in front of other people. Because, and if you look, just a little helpful thing to note here, on the number of people that like the page of my friends, where's that statistic? Sarah Thompson and 292 other people that are friends like my page. Of the 1,458, only about 300 are my friends. So there's 1,100 people that come to the page that are not friends with me on Facebook. That's how I'm able to reach more people, is people who are not already getting my content in my feeds, liking my page and sharing it to their networks. That's what we've got to do. 1,458 likes is nothing compared to what these other guys are doing. These giants that some of these other pages are doing in the hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands. We need the help to be able to grow and to reach more people, to teach more people with our videos on YouTube and on Facebook how this stuff works. Hopefully we start picking up some momentum this summer and see if we can't get a greater reach. We've got some great help from journalists that are trying to boost our signal or help pass information to us, help verify things that we find or look things up. Martin from Belgium, I was showing you earlier from Martin, his comments about the Macedonian pages. We have Craig Silverman at BuzzFeed, who's an ally. We've got Alex Kaplan over at Media Matters for America. All those guys with big followings doing what they can to push, but it's not going to do as much as having people just like the page and share the content. We've been having some good interaction on some of our pages, people sharing a good number of posts that we make are multiple shares. People are looking at things like this Sarah Sanders page. I put this out today. Sorry to have to tell you, Sarah doesn't have a Facebook page. People are believing Sarah Sanders posted a bunch of things. 10 shares. 10 people put that out there further for us and got that in front of their friends. And, you know, tweets like, or images like this that we talked about earlier today, assassination, calling for assassination of elected Republicans. 3 people shared that. That's a huge help. Every time you share one of our pieces, it goes out in front of new people that have never seen Unfakery before and gives them the idea of what we do and will help us grow. So that's what we're asking you to do this week. Go to the YouTube channel, and you can get that linked here. Let me see, where did I put that? Oh, I don't think it's on here. I'll have to share it on the page again. But you can go to the YouTube channel for Something Fishy TX and find all of our videos. We have over 200 videos, most of which are dedicated exactly to this sort of thing. And you can find all of those videos on Facebook as well, right here on the video tab for Unfakery. See every one of them, the photos that we've done, all the debunking things that we've done. You can see those here. Whenever we've talked about comments people have made, quotes that we've got, that we've shown other people, questions we've asked. You share this stuff out. It helps us get more reach, bigger reach, and do much better for all the folks that we've tried to help with getting them upgraded, teaching them how to do this better. So hit the Facebook, hit the Twitter, hit the YouTube, and help us grow, help us get our content in front of more people. We're hoping to get 3,000 by the end of the summer, double what we have now by the end of the summer. It's a long process. I don't know that we're going to make it, but that's the goal. We're going to try. Everything you can do helps us out. Thank you so much for joining us tonight and walking through all this. If you've got ideas about things you want us to look at, or you don't know if something's fake, or you want to check and see if maybe you have some ideas about how to fight some fakery, maybe some psychological insights or something, get in touch. We have a very high response rate. We always answer what's going on when you send it in, whether it's fakery, whether it's suggestions. And then go over here and review the page. It helps us all so much. Keep those numbers up and keep us from having people that are just attacking us because they think that they know what's fake and what's not based on who their friends are that are sharing it. I don't know. But we get attacked sometimes. People giving us 1 stars. Go review us. Help us do better. Help us get higher numbers so that we can protect against people who are just fakers trying to attack our reputation or whatever. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you guys sticking in through it. And we'll have another great one next week. We will talk to you soon. Thank you so much for being with us.